This is the War Brief Daily for July 1st, 2026. Over the last 24 hours, 3 developments changed the operating picture. We're leading with Russia-Ukraine, a confirmed multi-vector strike, 8 dead, and Putin closing the diplomatic door. Then Lebanon, where continued Israel-Hezbollah fighting is threatening a fragile U.S. Iran framework. In Sudan, where the RSF is escalating a confirmed drone campaign against the capital. The Indo-Pacific has no confirmed kinetic activity in this window. We're not padding. First, Russia-Ukraine. On the night of June 28th, Russia executed a confirmed strike package. 2 Zircon and Onyx anti-ship missiles from Kursk Oblast, 6 Iskander-M and S-400 ballistic missiles from Bryansk Oblast, and 142 drones. Al Jazeera confirmed at least 8 people killed. Ukraine responded the same cycle. Krasnodar's regional governor confirmed a massive Ukrainian drone strike on the Krasnodar region, hitting an oil refinery, causing a major fire, killing 1. Ukrainian drones also struck Volgograd and Belgorod. On the front line, this is emerging and single source. ISW, citing a Russian Western grouping source, reports Russian forces have cleared Petropavlivka and Kurilivka east of Kupyansk in Kharkiv Oblast. Not independently confirmed. Treat as credible but unverified. The Kupyansk axis matters. Sustained pressure there could begin to threaten Ukrainian positions across northeastern Kharkiv. The critical diplomatic development. On June 29th, Putin publicly rejected Ukraine's reported proposal to mutually limit long-range missile use. That's not a routine statement, it's a deliberate signal. The de-escalation window is closed. Russia intends to sustain or increase strike tempo. Second, Middle East. The U.S. Iran Memorandum of Understanding, signed June 17th, set a 60-day framework to formally end the conflict between Washington and Tehran. That clock runs to mid-August. Lebanon is the variable most likely to break it. On June 19th, Israeli strikes killed at least 47 people in southern Lebanon, the second deadliest single day of the current conflict, which began March 2nd. Those strikes followed a Hezbollah anti-tank attack that killed 4 Israeli soldiers. A ceasefire was brokered the same day by Qatar, the U.S., and Iran. It remains tenuous. Iran called off diplomatic talks twice in mid-June, citing Lebanon. Every exchange between Israel and Hezbollah now carries risk beyond its tactical result. On Gaza, Israel controls approximately 60% of the territory, with Netanyahu publicly targeting 70%. That's in direct conflict with U.S. post-war plans. Third, Sudan. The UN Security Council's June 2026 report confirms the Rapid Support Forces are running a long-range drone campaign against SAF-held strategic infrastructure in Khartoum. Fighting in Darfur and the Kordofans is intensifying. The RSF is confirmed receiving weapons from the UAE per Operation Broken Silence's June 30th update. RSF cross-border raids into Chad continue. Sudan's war is no longer contained within Sudan's borders. One thread connects all 3 theaters right now: drones. Ukrainian FPV units, RSF systems over Khartoum, Hezbollah UAVs into northern Israel. Across every active conflict in this window, cheap unmanned systems are doing primary attrition work. Watch for, in Ukraine, interception data from the June 28th strike package and satellite confirmation on the Kupyansk frontline claims. In Lebanon, whether the ceasefire survives the first week of July. In Sudan, Chad's official response to cross-border incursions and documented damage from the Khartoum drone campaign. That's your War Brief Daily for July 1st, 2026. No spin, no noise, just intel.